Welcome to this week's episode of LdnOnt TV here on Rogers TV. I am your host, Bronagh Morgan. This is the show where we talk about and talk with things that people in London, people in Southwestern Ontario are talking about, fascinating things, people doing good in the community. Have you heard of a social enterprise? Now, this is not a concept that everybody knows the meaning of, but CMHA Thames Valley has a number of social enterprises within their programming, and we're going to tell you about 3 of them today. And it's just an amazing way for communities to get involved. So different people in the community get involved. A social enterprise is an enterprise which has some kind of social benefit, basically. We have Brendan here, Manager of Business Development. He's going to tell us a little bit about the program generally and about just one of the fantastic enterprises under the program. So welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bronagh. It's good to be here.
So glad that you could come. Okay, so Manager of Business Development.
That's
so
right.
You must oversee, I guess, the program generally.
Yeah, so there's 3 different social enterprises at CMHA Thames Valley, and I oversee 3 of them and the business aspect of 3 of them. So there's the micro enterprise, the public education, and impact junk solutions. Now, real quickly, you mentioned what a social enterprise is.
Right.
So a social enterprise, like you said, it's a business with a social mission.
Exactly.
So most businesses only have one mission, which is to raise capital.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the social enterprises at CMHA have what we call a triple bottom line. So there's the are we generating revenue? Are we making an impact in the community? And are we helping the environment? And so those are the 3 ways that we measure success.
And the difference between a social enterprise and, say, a charity is that you actually are trying to make some money.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a business.
Yeah. It's a business, a fully functioning business. We're trying to generate profits, but the thing that makes it a social enterprise is that profit gets transferred back to the Canadian Mental Health Association and put into other community programs and supports.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So we have many different programs that support various different members of the community, and any of the profits that we generate goes to 100% fund those programs.
Oh, incredible. Okay, so how long has CMHA been involved with social enterprise?
I'd say many years in different forms.
Okay.
So the one that I want to talk about is the micro enterprises, which is it's a social incubator for marginalized and vulnerable women to learn the skills of self-empowerment in a financial way. So they make and create jewelry, and they sell that jewelry on the marketplace. And so they keep 80% of the profits, and 20% goes back into CMHA to help fund that program.
Okay,
yeah,
so it's called Micro Enterprise.
That's right.
It runs out of, My Sister's Place,
Yeah, it's
correct?
just behind My Sister's Place in the Coach House.
Okay.
Which is a beautiful building, absolutely gorgeous building, yeah.
Okay, so how did who envisioned this idea of getting My Sister's Place and participants involved in this particular social enterprise?
So it was the brainchild of a CMHA staff named Lynn Bloomis, who was working with women in Africa, and she came back with this idea of creating a micro enterprise, and she was given a donation of a bunch of leather. And they turned that leather into purses, and they sold those purses. Yeah, they're like beautiful pieces. They learned how to sew, they learned how to market, they created these one-of-a-kind unique items, and they sold really well. And more women saw what they were doing, and they wanted to get involved, so they started creating jewelry. And then from these purses and this jewelry creation, and emerged this little market, and that's what makes it a micro enterprise. Is the size of it, and that it's also an enterprise that's profit-driven.
Okay, so the materials came in as, I guess, a donation, right? In terms of developing the skills to make a purse or to make jewelry, how does that happen?
So different community members will volunteer their time to teach the women different skills. So,
wow.
Some come in and teach sewing. Others come in and teach working with leather, jewelry making. The other aspect of the business that we like to do, the vocational side, is teaching the women business skills. So we're currently working with Fanshawe, trying to get an educational component built into the program.
So things like making a business plan.
Yeah, so business planning, financial management, inventory, and running a retail outlet.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
And so right now to buy you talked about purses, jewelry, what other items?
There's purses, jewelry, home decor items, one of a kind craft items, unique. They have these macrame and items that are sun catchers, which are these frames with wire through them and beautiful one-of-a-kind items placed in the sun catcher, like honeybees, like little jewelry honeybees made from all these little stones and semi-precious stones and stuff like that.
Okay.
Really gorgeous items, actually.
So right now you can buy items like this at the Coach House, which is behind.
That's right.
My sister's place on Dundas Street.
That's right, and they're open from Tuesday to Thursday from 10 to 3.
Mm-hmm. And then what if I can't make it there? Like, are there events? Like, I believe you have.
Yeah, so on June 1st at the Gathering on the Green in Wortley, My Sister's Place and Micro Enterprises will have a booth set up there.
This is fantastic. Okay, so how many women have been through the program?
Many. I'm not sure how many exactly. I would say dozens and dozens.
How long has it been going on for? And that's
since 2012.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Wonderful. And then what kind of, as somebody who manages the program, what kind of feedback do you get from participants? What do you hear about how this is changing their lives?
It's not just about the making of the jewelry and the selling it, which is it's about the community that they build too. That's one of the social metrics that we measure is like, are people feeling more involved and plugged into their community? Are they creating lasting relationships? Are they developing the skills of self-empowerment and taking that out into the rest of their life? And so we found that as the women got involved with that program and they developed these skills, that they developed more confidence in their ability to empower themselves economically.
Fantastic. Yeah. And then how about the community members that come and volunteer and teach the skills?
People love the work that My Sister's Place does, and we have huge, wonderful supporters who love all that work, and the community members are so enthusiastic about the support they provide to micro enterprises.
All right. Yeah. So how about for our viewers? Let's say there's somebody out there that has some materials to donate. Maybe they've got a skill in terms of jewelry making or some other like really unique skill that they would like to share. How do we get those community members involved with you?
That's a great question, and I'm glad that you asked it. You go to the CMHATV.ca website, and right at the top, on the top banner, there's a My Sister's Place icon. Click on that icon, and it will take you to their page, and there'll be instructions there of how you can donate. And we would love your donations. We would love your donations.
And then, real quick, in terms of the programming that this supports, so not only are you, making something beautiful for community members that we can buy, giving people opportunities to volunteer and get to know their community members, building skills in the women that are participants at My Sister's Place, right? So doing all these things, but that money, that bottom line, part of this money is going back to CMHA programming.
That's
so
right.
What kind of programming is this supporting? Like all kinds of things.
Yeah, so mental health and addiction programming. So we have the Rapid Access Addiction Medicine Clinic. We have substance use programming. We have mental health caseworkers. We have the crisis stabilization space, early intervention for psychosis programs. Like the list, there's a very, very long list of 20 plus programs that CMHA is involved in. Housing programs, youth programs. So the continuum of care that CMHA provides is impressive.
So this is like win-win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everybody wins. Right?
Fantastic.
And that's why I love working for CMHA.
Absolutely,
I think most people
absolutely.
do. Yeah.
Okay, Brendan. So we're gonna have to take a break, and we're gonna hear about 2 more of the fantastic social enterprises under the CMHA Thames Valley, I guess, umbrella.
Yes, that's right.
After this. So please stay with us, and we're going to hear from 2 other leaders of social enterprise programs after this.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Carbon monoxide is a deadly gas you can't see, smell, or taste.
Homes with fuel-burning appliances and/or attached garages must have working CO alarms installed outside all sleeping areas.
Don't let the silent killer get you. Install working CO alarms today.
Thursday.
Most people that have received treatment for drug use problems are probably going to have a lapse.
Join addictions counselor Dean Anderson for Invisible, Breaking Through the Stigma of Addiction on Rogers TV.
Here are 3 reasons why your social strategies should include Rogers TV. Reason number 1 is we have hyper-local audiences. The community TV channel gives you a chance to engage with people where you live, so you really get to know your neighbors and they get to know you. Reason number 2 is we can help diversify your distribution. With social media, it's really important to be able to have a wider audience. And Rogers TV can actually help complement your online presence by delivering to a different audience. And it's actually really easy to repurpose your existing content or to just create new material specifically tailored for community TV. And finally, reason number 3 is we can help enhance your credibility and your trust. And by aligning your brand with Rogers TV, you can tap into that trust that viewers have. This can boost your reputation, especially among viewers who favor local businesses and value community involvement. 1, 2, 3. It's that easy to build your local audience with Rogers TV.
Welcome back to LdnOnt TV here on Rogers TV. I'm your host, Bronagh. We've been chatting with, first of all, Brendan from CMHA Thames Valley about the social enterprise programs. There's 3 of them that we're going to be chatting about today. First, we chatted about this, I'm excited to see and maybe be able to purchase some of the things from the micro enterprise program. Now we're going to be speaking with Justin. The name of your social enterprise is Impact Junk Solutions. Okay,
yes.
So Impact Junk Solutions. So thanks for being here, Justin.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. So this is a really interesting social enterprise, and Brendan talked about like the triple bottom line. So this brings environment into it as well. So like you got me like really excited to hear more about this one. I know our viewers are going to want to hear about it as well. So tell us about Impact Junk Solutions.
So Impact Junk Solutions is an employment program for community members with mental health barriers.
Okay.
So the triple is we get to help community with their junk issues.
Yes.
Second, we get to create meaningful employment opportunities for an incredible staff team that I have the privilege of working with. Some work 2 hours a week, some work 20 hours a week, whatever helps the mental health balance and wellness.
Right.
And the third is it helps the environment.
Absolutely.
We get to upcycle, recycle, fix, repair, and redistribute all the treasure. I use the word treasure all the time.
Right.
All the stuff we find. So I get to be a professional treasure hunter.
Okay, so beautiful. That's a cool title. I love it.
They won't let me put it on my business cards, but it's okay.
That's okay. So unofficial treasure hunter. So who envisioned this program?
It was about 14 years ago.
Okay.
The manager that trained me, he was part of a leadership group that wanted an opportunity for clients who achieved a level of mental health balance to take the next step, and that next step was employment.
Right.
How can they be trained? How can they feel like they're giving back to their community? How can they learn skills and get out and physically work?
Yes.
And get paid for their efforts.
Yes.
So that's where Impact was born. It started with junk removal, and then there were cleaning solutions within our organization. So each one of our jobs and job roles was tailored to support a hybrid staff client balance.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, and how long have you been involved?
I've been with Impact.
From the beginning, I guess,
No,
right?
no, I've been with Impact for just over 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you, so I can tell by your face that you really love your work.
I really do. I really do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so how does it work? If I'm somebody who I have a basement that has a lot of treasure in it. So how would I reach out to you, and what's the process like?
So first of all, there's no shame.
Yeah, no,
everybody
not
has that basement or that door that they won't open because stuff will just come pouring out.
The drawer, the car.
The first step is to Google us and look on our website and reach out. I really enjoy connecting with people who are just feeling a little bit overwhelmed with stuff. And it's terrible to be overwhelmed with stuff because there's so much other things that we should be focusing our attention. Clutter isn't worth our time.
No.
So if people reach out to me, I can go on site, or even with a picture, I can say, this is how we can help you. This is the quote we make. This is the process. These are the people that you are supporting through booking our team, and we get it done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you come in, you will take all of the junk, and then in the process of doing that, you find some treasures.
Yes.
Okay, so talk to me about what happens next.
So we have a 4,000 square foot warehouse that we use in many different ways, whether it's agency storage or training opportunities, but we also use it for storage of the stuff we find.
Okay.
And the stuff that we want to fix and resell and turn into training opportunities as well. So 2 times a year we have a huge community yard sale.
Wonderful.
And we had about 400 people come through our warehouse at the starting of May, and all of the stuff that was sold got reinvested back into our programs.
My goodness.
Yeah.
And is there an aspect of, so you talked about upcycling before,
Yeah.
so is that part of the program as well? Like people are maybe refinishing furniture or?
We're not at that level.
Okay.
But if there's something that can be fixed that immediately makes a piece of junk useful,
Right.
that's what my heart goes to. I want to teach people how to do things, how to turn something that's useless into useful.
Wonderful.
Right, so.
Yeah, so again, the triple bottom line.
Yeah.
So for people, so you already let us know if you're a community member who maybe has some treasures that you guys can come pick up. How do people get into the program to be involved? Are there people that are already working with CMHA in some way?
So I inherited an incredible staff team 3 years ago.
Gotcha.
I'm incredibly blessed with the people I work with. I'm so proud of them, but also it's an honor. At one point in time, they were referred in to our organization and through our program. So obviously, we want to grow. We want to impact more people. So we're always open to meeting new talent. I guess that's the polished way to say it. We're always interested in having conversations with people about being involved. So
Wonderful. And how big's your staff right now?
we have 15 on our team in various capacities.
Wonderful.
Doing cleaning or junk removal or warehouse supports.
And so for somebody to reach out through your website, give you a call, what's the turnaround? So if I wanted you to come over and take care of my junk.
We want to be very quick. We want the process to be smooth. I like getting those emails, hey, I have this chaos in my life. And then it's a quick phone call or an email, and then I try and get to you within the week.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
so
we try and get the job done as quick as possible.
this is fantastic. What wonderful. Okay, another wonderful social enterprise. Okay, so if you're at home right now and looking around and thinking maybe I might have a few treasures that Justin and his team would be interested in, make that call, visit that website, and stay tuned because there is another social enterprise that you're going to hear about right after this.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mario Elia, host of Keeping London Healthy here on Rogers TV. Join us Wednesdays at 6:30 where we discuss health topics relevant to you and bringing on experts in the field to give you the best, most up-to-date information. See you then.
Join us this week on Money Talks with Brian Seeley, as we will be exploring topics of entrepreneurship, HR, legal matters, as well as HR consultancy.
Welcome back to LdnOnt TV. we've been having a really interesting conversation about these fantastic programs run through CMHA Thames Valley that are not only providing meaningful work for people, teaching people new skills, but also really filling needs in the community. And the profit, because they're social enterprises, goes back to CMHA programming, which is in such demand and so much need. Now we have our third guest. So this is Michelle. And Michelle, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
And you lead a program called Public Education.
Correct.
Okay. So I have loved the first two, and I love this one as well. So share with our viewers what public education is all about.
Yeah, so public education really is an opportunity to open up the conversation around mental health and addictions and just help to create more capacity in our communities. I'm sure we're aware of some of the flaws in our lovely healthcare system, and I think a lot of businesses, organizations, community groups, they care about mental health. They want to have these conversations, and they want to not only support others, but also find ways to look after themselves. And it's an opportunity for individuals to build on the skills that they already have, to provide that support, but also learn new skills and new resources.
Okay, so how does this work? Say I'm is it like you go out to businesses, or how does somebody get public education?
Yeah, so typically we book most of our sessions privately with businesses and organizations.
Okay.
So they'll typically reach out or fill out our form online to request some opportunities for skill development, and we'll just have a conversation and explore some of those needs. And sometimes it's needs in terms of like, you know, how can we provide a space for our employees to look after themselves? You know, maybe they've been dealing with layers of compassion fatigue, or our new terminology is empathic strain, or layers of burnout, or also it's how do we support some of the individuals accessing our services, right? So we provide, you know, a wide range of different topics and training options. So everything from mental health first aid, suicide prevention skills, de-escalation and crisis intervention, trauma-informed care, but also a lot of corporate wellness as well too.
Wow. Okay, and so we got a little history on the other programs. How did this all come about?
Oh my gosh, this has been a long-standing program of CMHA. Like, when I started with the agency, LinkedIn is now telling me congratulations. It's been 14 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank
from
you.
us as well.
Thank you. But it's been a long-standing program that's been around for many years.
And so, what's your involvement? Are you somebody who goes on site and is doing the teaching?
Yes, correct. I am a strong team of one.
Right.
No, but I shouldn't say that. We have tons of skillful colleagues and employees that have, you know, a variety of different specific skills that they'll be able to come out and help with certain requests. But yes, primarily that's what I do day in, day out, and I love it. It's, you know, I'm really passionate again about opening up that conversation and instilling that confidence and just having a space for that dialogue, right? I think that there's, you know, the stigma's gotten a lot better, but there's still a long way to go.
And that's how we get there, is by being comfortable and having these kind of conversations as well.
Absolutely. And I love this quote from Bronagh. She talks about the power of vulnerability and how that shows so much courage and leadership, right, in our roles in our communities.
And what kind of feedback do you get from the people that you are providing public education for?
Yeah, that's great. I find that a common thing is just feeling more confident in their skills and knowing where to go for some extra support. Again, whether it's for themselves or if they're supporting a colleague, right, or a family member or a friend, and just building more of that confidence with that. And I find that sometimes it's like, wow, I'm already doing a lot of these really great things, and just feeling more prepared for future situations that do come up.
How do you come up with the different, because I think I've only in the last few years heard about mental health first aid. So where did these kind of ideas come from? Is that coming from the community, or is this coming from CMHA?
Yeah, so the mental health first aid is actually a training that's through the Mental Health Commission of Canada. Great. And then myself as a licensed facilitator has an opportunity to provide this training. So again, we'll offer sometimes open to the community, sometimes more privately to businesses and organizations, and really help to build the skills. So there's a few components of mental health first aid. So we have this great module 1 where participants get to do some self-directed learning, learn a little bit more about mental health, mental illness, some basic sort of strategies to provide that support. And then when we come on site for that in-person training or virtual option, module 2 focuses on how do we provide that support for declining mental health. So we take a look at anxiety, depression, trauma, substance use problems. And then module 2 focuses a little bit more on those crisis situations. So how do we support someone that's experiencing suicidal thoughts or behaviors, experiencing a panic attack, following a traumatic event and overdose.
And so it must feel good as somebody who is facilitating these programs just to know that there's that kind of desire and demand in the community to get this education.
Yeah, that's honestly one thing that really warms my heart, is that people, they want to support others.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I hear people say, it's like, I want to provide that support, but am I going to make things worse? What is my role and what's my boundaries? It's going to be a lot more responsibility. Like, what is available in the communities and in terms of other resources so that we can direct others to. So people want to support, they're just not sure maybe how to open that conversation.
And so one of the ways to open that conversation is to start with this education. So it probably works similar way. We go to the website, reach out or call CMHA to, I guess, order some training or try and arrange some training?
Yes, absolutely. We have under our website a public education section, and we've got this really great, easy form to fill out so people can submit some of their needs, and we'll just call and have a conversation.
Gotcha. And so this serves generally enterprises, or can an individual just reach out if they wanted some education about this?
Yeah, that's a good question. Sometimes we do throw out some community trainings as well too. Typically we book them more privately, but yeah, there's always option. Things come up, and if there is a demand and people are reaching out as a single community member, that shows us that there is a need, and we'll put something together.
Fantastic. All right. So, and then for you, I guess, been working for, congratulations for your long career in this field. Very rewarding.
Very rewarding.
So for those people who maybe are thinking that they would like to be involved in the community in this way, what kind of education do you need to become somebody like you?
Oh, I don't know. I've got a variety of different things. Yeah. My background actually is in therapeutic rec, and I think that having that hands-on experience was awesome. But if anyone's looking at getting into the field too, I always say some of those certification trainings can be really helpful to have on a resume. Mental health first aid,
yes.
Safe Talk, which is a suicide prevention focus training, and Assist, which is the applied suicide intervention skills training. So a little bit more in depth in terms of how do we actually do that intervention and provide that first aid when someone is experiencing thoughts of suicide.
Yeah, because I know there's so many, there are so many wonderful people in the community and in the, the range of neighbors that we serve and are in our viewing area that just it's heartwarming to know how much people want to really support each other. So lots of ways to do it. Reach out, get some mental health training, get some mental health first aid training. So public education, we've got Junk Impact Solutions, we've got the micro enterprise. Reach out to CMHA and support your community. So many ways to do it, either as a client, a donor, somebody who volunteers, and maybe someday working towards being somebody like Michelle as well. Thank you to Justin, thank you to Brendan as well, and thank you for tuning in this week. And we hope you'll be here next week for more LdnOnt TV here on Rogers TV. I'm your host, Bronagh. Have a great week.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. One driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. Smoking weed affects reaction time and concentration. A message from Mad Canada.
In The Paint Box, host Jane Roy puts a spotlight on various aspects of the vibrant visual art community in the City of London.
Just generally, galleries have had great relationships